Hello, fellow fantasy art fans. Welcome to our discussion about the Gen Con art show and card artists that are going to be there. This is our F video, so we'll be featuring some artists with the last name starting with F because there are a lot of card artists that are going to be at Gen Con this year, in this summer of 2025. So we're going to jump into this, but in case you didn't know, Gen Con is the largest tabletop gaming convention in North America. It's massive. Over 70,000 people should be there. It's got a lot of events. There's a lot of cool things. One of the big divisions within Gen Con is the art show. And this is where artists set up booths to sell their products and to kind of get some exposure. I've gone through the list to see who among these artists has done card art over the past however many years. So there are artists from all types of different games that are going to be there. Our list today just includes Magic folks. My hope is this video will help you to pull out some of the cards that you have that you want to get signed and bling out your amazing cardboard. Hopefully this also helps you to kind of figure out which of these artists you want to go and get more product from to be able to see some more of their stuff. Most card artists will sign things. Most of them also do charge a little bit for signing your cards. So just keep that in mind. There are some that charge more for different services, things like getting shadow signatures. Some of them will do little doodles on your stuff, but those will typically cost a little bit more. So something else to keep in mind. In this video, we will be showcasing some art from Sarah Finnigan, Scott M. Fischer, and Eric Fortune. These three have only illustrated for Magic, but some of our other videos do feature other games if you're interested in those.
Okay, with that, let's go ahead and jump into the art. We're going to start with Sarah Finnigan. Sarah is known for some lovely landscapes that have some visual interest in them. So, as you might imagine, she's gotten mostly lands so far to her name. She's got 21 Magic cards at present. On Sarah's first page, we've got Mossfire Valley is one that I really like. It's kind of a poignant, beautiful piece there. We also have a mountain that has an art series card, which is always kind of cool. On her second page, I really like the Patchwork Banner. It's actually one of her few cards that's not a land card. But also I really like the Thran Portal, and I think that's one she's pretty proud of. She poses with her picture in it and stuff, so some pretty interesting ones there as well. And then on Sarah's last page, we have the full Yavimaya art series card, which is also really nice. It's got a lot of intricate detail because it's so large. Okay, next up, we've got Scott M. Fischer. Scott has 176 Magic cards, so quite a few. He's been around a while, but he also kind of has become a mentor for a lot of other artists, which I think is really cool. He's good at doing characters that have a lot of interesting features to them and kind of a story within the pictures themselves. Okay, on Scott's first page, we have the Archangel of Thune, which is a lovely piece. I also really like just this angel token. I think signed tokens are really fun. This next page actually has 4 extended art pieces, which is pretty awesome. But I really like the Balefire Dragon, how it interacts with the framing on the card, and the text box is just really awesome. And adding a signature to that, I think, would really make it pop. Here we have kind of some darker pieces. I like that the Commander's Plate has an extended art, so that kind of is the kicker for me on this page. On this page, I think the Court of Grace is just a beautiful piece. But I also like how Deal Damage interacts with the card frame again. I think those are kind of fun to get signed. Moving on, I actually really like Eager Cadet on this page. It is such a basic card, but I think the piece on it, as well as the flavor text, just kind of combine to create an interesting story, and I think that would be a cool one. On this next page, I actually really like the art for Exsanguinate. I think it's such a dark topic, but it's a beautiful piece for it. Force of Will also is really visually interesting, and both of those have extended art treatments. Now this page has a lot of great options. I like both of the Giada Font of Hopes as well as the Guardian Archon. I think any of those 3 would be great pieces to get signed. This page has a dragon, and it's hard to pass up dragons. Inferno of the Starmounts is an awesome piece. This next page has so much on it that it's hard to pick anything, but I think maybe the Kiora emblem would be awesome because it's got more art on it and more space for its signature. Moving forward, I really like the Magus of the Wheel here, as well as Nahiri the Unforgiving. Especially with the Nahiri, if you get the right color for him to sign that on, or with, that would be pretty cool. On this next page, we have a card that is actually no text, Oxidize, which as a player, I'm not a huge fan of, but as a piece to get signed would be pretty incredible. And here I really like the art for Possessed Barbarian. Like I said earlier, he's really good at telling a story in just a single piece.
On this next page, I really like the Ral Crackling Wit art. It's like this cute little badger, but with psychotic lightning powers. This page is really interesting because it actually has a set of cards. The Rune of Protection, there's 7 different ones. I think it would be so cool if you could get all of those signed by him. Moving along, we have Sarah Avenger and Sigarda's Aid, which are both full art treatments, though they're very different from each other. So I think these ones would be some great pieces as well. This next page actually has 2 that I really like. The Tameshi Reality Architect is this dark purpley color, which I think is really cool. And then the Sylvan Tutor is a lighter color and has just that really cute, like whimsical feel to it. Either of those would be fantastic to get signed, in my opinion. Here I actually have a personal one, Viashino Sand Scout. I actually had some of one of these, I think is all I could get my hands on. I had one of these in my red-blue deck that I played back in the day. Okay, and we finally have made it to Scott's last page, and this one's dominated by Zariel. I really like the full art, the extended art treatment because of how it interacts with the framing of the card. I really love when cards have that, and his signature on that would just take it over the edge for me. Now moving on to Eric Fortune. Eric's style is a lot more playful, it's whimsical, it's very cute in some ways. So it's a lot of fun for creatures and things like that. Eric has just 16 magic cards so far, so let's jump into them. On this first page, the Mole Drifter sticks out, largely because it's the extended art, but you can also kind of see some of these other ones have a little bit of creepiness to them, but you can still kind of sense that whimsical playfulness. And on our last page, the pink on this Swans card is really kind of something you don't see in Magic all that often. And I also really like the light and shadow that's used in the Undead Slayer. Kind of stark contrast between the 2 sides of that piece. And with that, we have finished all of the artists that will be at the Gen Con Art Show with the last name starting with F. Please check back for our next video where we're going to have a whole list of new artists. We've got Quentin Gleam, Corey Godby, Lucas Graciano, Devin Ellie Kurtz, and Elish Kaitenin. This one will probably be a bit longer. We've got a lot of art to show you on that one, but check back and look to see what you can pack and bring with you to Gen Con this summer.